Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. So this past week I've been playing World of Warcraft like pretty hardcore, maybe 6 hours a day, in some cases up to 10 hours a day, World of Warcraft. Oh my god. And obviously I've been streaming it, and some people are like, holy cow, Crip, like, you say you didn't want to join, a guild that raids hardcore, and you end up joining Midwinter. It's like 10 hours a day, this is ridiculous, so these guys don't really know hardcore. When it comes to World of Warcraft, the raiding scene, it just had a pretty interesting week where we were dealing with like an insanely hard boss that got nerfed and nerfed again, then killed, then progress started to happen. And then, some guilds actually cleared the instance on heroic. Notably, Blood Legion got world first. Don't know if you can call an end wing like an end boss, because it's kind of maybe like an end boss. I don't know, but pretty good moment for the U.S. It's been a long time since they've done better than Europe, but at the same time, like these guilds are hardcore. Raiding 6 hours a day, 10 hours a day. That's not hardcore, man. That's like getting by. I mean, let me tell you guys. Let me tell you guys what hardcore is. So, when I was in Exodus, I joined Exodus in Ulduar. And in Ulduar, we had like a 50-man roster because we thought, we can, more people we have, the better we can class stack, the better we can do on these bosses that have very, very tightly tuned on what they were called back then hard modes. There was no heroic rating. And, when the shit came out, we rated it on normal. And we rated for about 35 hours straight. It was just K and I that I believe didn't, take any breaks, no interruptions, no sleeping, none of that. And by the end we were like crazy exhausted, but we ended up getting our first world first General Vezex. That's right. We saw Yogg Saron before anyone else did, and we were excited even though it was such a pretty piss easy boss. But by the end we were so exhausted, we were so disorganized. Everyone was just like zombie mode. And lately, if you've seen the kill that Blood Legion did on the last boss this tier, apparently, once they killed it, they all turned on their streams and they were all fucking zombies, man. But I mean, that's what it takes. Some of these guilds, they raid every single minute of the day that they can. And although it seems like I play video games like 10 hours a day, and relatively I understand that's way more than a lot of people can, but the reality is these hardcore raiding guilds in World of Warcraft, the competition is so high. Like, everyone's going all out every single time, and that includes spending literally all hours of the day raiding. And some people question, is it worth it? Obviously for many people it is, because they're doing it. That's really the ultimate proof. But is it worth it for someone who doesn't play that way to really get into that mindset? It seems to me like it hasn't been the case. World of Warcraft is a very competitive game, but a lot of people don't really see it as such. When I was doing recruitment for Exodus, it was very hard to get more people that would, be okay with this kind of schedule, because, new content comes out, we would pretty much plan out like 2 weeks ahead of time, take time off work. Every single person in the guild would have like a week, 2 weeks, in some cases a little bit more, a few scattered days after the fact, time off completely from life, just to play a video game like 20 hours a day. And, that's what it takes nowadays. And you think you're done after like, you killed it early. Oh, congratulations, world first. You killed all the bosses early, a week, 2 weeks, however long it's been. Congratulations. Guess it's, time to go back to work, right? No, sorry. You're in a hardcore guild now. It's time to get those alts and do that shit all over again. And once you're done with those alts, oh man, bring in another set of alts, because the competition is all out. And some guilds have things like 4 or 5. I've even heard people having 6 raiding alts. doesn't make much sense to most people. I'm sure to most people that play World of Warcraft, at least nowadays. But that's what it takes. When I talk about competition, when I talk about hardcore guilds, that's what we're talking about. There's not many of them out there, but man, there are some serious extremes on this issue that a lot of people are not aware of. And that's how it is. Gotta give these guys some kind of respect, at least in the gaming scene. And yeah, pretty good stuff this week. A little tired myself because I put in a few extra hours, but the next few weeks is gonna be just the same. The way they've done it in this content block in World of Warcraft, the progression has lasted like well over a month, and it's been good. I've enjoyed it, and I know a lot of these hardcore elitists have as well. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching this shit. I'll see you guys tomorrow.